Hey, this is Melissa and
Janice.
with Beautifully Broken Authentically You Ministries, and we are here basically touring the house.
Yeah.
Doing podcasting and videos in all different areas, and we're excited because we are actually doing something a little different today.
Mhm.
We are pulling apart scripture. We're taking one scripture at a time and we're pulling it apart and talking about it. So which one do you have right now?
Right now, I have Romans 7:23.
Yes.
There is another power within me that is at war with my mind. This power makes me a slave that is still within me.
So why did you pick that one?
Ooh, glad you asked. So I picked this one because so often, especially when I'm trying so hard to schedule or prioritize or plan or whatever, I always think and have the expectation that it has to be my way, that
Right.
there's no other way to do something. And and I know that's not true, but knowing and doing are two different things, right? And then it's also a mindset that I have. That's what expectations are, you know? And so, even through the journey of self-discovery in my faith and discovering more of God, it's I still sometimes kind of revert back to
Right.
my old mindset of who I used to be before I knew God, you know?
Right.
And so that's what got me thinking, everybody struggles with that, right?
Yeah.
Because it says a power that makes me a slave is still within me. So we still have a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
We can be bound to it, or we can change and transform.
So it's really believing that the power of slavery to the sin that you are committing is there, but there's also a greater power.
Right.
And so which one are you going to choose? Which one are
Right.
you going to let overpower the other one, you know?
Right. Because one is mightier, and it's always God, by the way. That's the answer. But
Oh gosh.
but the point is that there is a bigger picture there, right?
Mhm.
But sometimes we still want to do things in our own strength.
Yeah, I know there's been several times where I've said, Denise, you're not your old self. You're not your old self anymore. Can you let God work within you? You don't have to make decisions like that anymore. For example, managing money or whatever the case.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
money was the most difficult one for you
Yes.
because you are not can be transparent and say she used to be irresponsible for money.
I definitely used to be, yes. And that's why, now I'm so thankful that I have that accountability. Not that you're totally in my bank account, but I'm glad that I have somebody wiser than me to tell me do you think that's a great idea?
Well, I am only wise because God helps me to be wise and
Well, of
uses
course.
me as a vessel.
Of course. But I think the more intentional you get with God, He does give you that discernment.
Right.
And I'm at that stage where it's okay, yeah, you're right. You have had to help correct me because Jesus uses all of us
Yes.
to help one another. You know, so if He's within us, then we're
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I like that scripture a lot. I do. I really, I've said it already, probably 5 times today already. We have more of a choice in every situation in our lives than what we like to think we do.
That is true.
You know? But it's okay. So I also love the scripture of when we are weak, He is strong.
Yep.
And so we have to allow ourselves to be weak because in our weakness, He is strongest. So He is going to use those situations, but we have to allow our flesh to die.
Right. And so the more uncomfortable we are, the more it's our flesh dying.
Right.
Which means that we're doing something right even though it feels wrong.
Yeah, and then also means, because this isn't it in Romans 2 where Paul talks about why do I do the things I'm not supposed to do?
Right. Yeah.
Why do I do the things I know I'm not supposed to be doing, or however he does it? I don't know.
Because it's a process, and I think people use that scripture too as a reason to continue.
Yeah, as an excuse.
Yeah,
an excuse,
it's an
right?
excuse, and I know that because I used to be one of them.
and I would be like, Janice, are you being your best self right now?
And I can laugh about it now but back then I was like, oh, you're using this story again? No. But actually it's a good teaching moment, because looking back I can see how silly that was. You know?
Yeah,
but
always.
that's but no, like seriously, that is how God does. He loves us enough to correct us. Yes. And if we love God and we have love for others, then we are going to go out there and we're going to correct them too, but not out of condemnation, like we've been talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a gentle, like, hey, I'm here if you want to talk, but
you want to be your best self.
Yeah. But you also have to like be able to know that you can't trust every single person.
Right.
You have to discern who is the right person to talk to.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. All right. Well, thanks so much.